Hi students, welcome to first year commerce class. We are in the partnership firm. In previous class, we have discussed about formation of partnership firm, its advantages. I told you that partnership firm comes into existence by an agreement between two or more persons to start a business organization. Those people who have got the common objective of earning profit by conducting some business activity will join together. They contribute the capital. They are prepared to share the risk. They take the burden of business work. They share the business work among themselves according to their competency. Then they run the business organization. At the end of the year, whatever the profits they earn, that will be divided among the partners according to the agreed proportion. Proportion means some ratio, 4:3:2 or 2:3:1, or according to the capital, that we will discuss later. How the profits will be distributed, how the profit is calculated, all these numerical problems we learn in intermediate second year, where we have got a separate chapter called partnership accounts. Okay, but here we are learning only theory. So in this class we are going to discuss about advantages of partnership. Advantages of partnership. Among the advantages, the first point is easy to form. Easy to form. Even yesterday also I have given the meaning of form or formation. Formation or form means to start. Formation or form means to start. Okay, means to establish. It is very easy to start a partnership firm because you need not take any license from the government authorities. Registration is not compulsory, as we did in case of cooperative societies. Registration was compulsory over there. So whenever registration is required, you need to submit various documents to the government authorities. Then for that you have to prepare various documents with the help of experts, for which you have to spend money. It takes time, that means time will consume, and you need to approach government authorities for more number of times to get your registration done. So now automatically, whenever registration is compulsory, it takes some time. It consumes money and time also. So it may become little bit expensive and will be difficult to start when government imposes certain restrictions like registration is compulsory, etc. But in case of partnership firm, registration is not compulsory. A simple agreement between the partners about the business is enough to start a partnership firm. What is the agreement? What do they write? They write the names of the partners. They write the name of the firm. Okay, in the next class we will be discussing that. So they write on the very important points over there. Some agreement among the partners that they have decided to start a business organization and each partner is going to contribute some amount of capital. Like that they write down the agreement. Even that agreement, a written agreement is also not compulsory. Even oral agreement among the partners is enough. But to be on the safest side, partners may go for a written agreement. That means they may write down on the paper. But that agreement need not be registered. You need not go to any government office. Simply just you write down on the white paper that what are the very important points with respect to your business, what you are going to start, what is the contribution of each partner. If you write down that, that's enough. Okay, so that is the reason it is said that partnership firm, it is very easy to start, easy to form. Formation, establishment, starting, everything is easy. Same. Next, second one is larger resources. Larger resources means, what are resources, ma? Resources are nothing but the capital. In common terms, we call it as cash. In business terminology, we call it as resources or capital. Resource, you should know, resource is a thing which has the ability to produce something. Normally, you in your school level, you might have studied in your social studies. In social studies, you talk about renewable resources, non-renewable resources, natural resources like air, water, sunlight. Water bodies are natural resources and they are renewable. Why we are calling air, water, land, sunlight as a resource? Because they have the ability to produce something. With the help of sunlight, we can manufacture power, we can produce power. With the help of air also, we can do so many things. Wind power is generated, without air we cannot survive. Land is used for cultivation, construction, various purpose. Okay, resource is something which has the ability to produce some commodity. Okay, so water is there. You say in a river, water is there, you can use it for agriculture purpose. You are constructing a dam, you can produce electricity again from water, which is called as hydel power. Like you see in our Telangana, we have got Nagarjuna Sagar, Srisailam power station. Okay, with the help of these two major projects in Telangana, we are able to produce hydroelectricity, that is power generated with the help of water and supplied to various households and industries, etc. So that is what called as resource. But in terms of partnership, we have to assume it, we have to understand it as capital. So larger capital we can say. What do you mean by larger capital? When compared to sole proprietorship, joint into family firm and cooperative societies, partnership firm enjoys more capital. It has got the availability of more funds. Tell me why? Because we have got the flexibility of admitting partners, whereas in previous business organizations like sole proprietorship, only one man was there. Joint into family, outsiders are not allowed. In cooperative society, members are there, but they are from economically backward people. So these type of categories, because of these problems, we used to have only limited capital over there. But in case of partnership firm, as I told you that there are minimum 2 members and maximum 10 in case of banking, minimum 2, maximum 20 in case of non-banking firm. This minimum and maximum number is stipulated, is fixed according to Partnership Act 1932. So, because we can have more number of partners according to our requirement, we will enjoy more amount of capital when compared to sole proprietorship, joint into family firm and cooperative society. That's what you have to write. So, whenever you want to prove something, you have to compare with other things. For example, if I have to prove that this marker is longer, I have to compare this with the shorter one. Okay. If I have to say that this marker is longer, then I have to compare with this one. Now I say that this red marker is longer than the blue cap. So this marker looks big when compared to this one. So by comparison you can see this one. Suppose if you want to prove that this is smaller, then you compare this with some other book. Compare with this. So now what you have to do? Suppose if I have to prove that this red marker is smaller, I should say that red marker is smaller than the book. Try to understand. Red marker, if I want to prove that this is smaller, you compare it with some larger item. So I am comparing it with book. You can see here. Book is almost double of this one. So I am saying that this marker is smaller than the book. If I am trying to prove this as smaller, I am comparing it with book. But when I am trying to prove it as larger, I am comparing it with cap. This is what called as elaborative technique, interpretation. Okay, these are all very much required for our commerce students. Blindly you cannot stick on only one statement. If you want to prove your product to be better, so always you have to compare it with a other brand, other inferior commodity and say that you are superior. That's how you can convince your customer. So here also, when you are talking about the capital of partnership firm, compare the capital of partnership firm with of sole proprietor, joint into family and cooperative societies. So while writing in the examination, you have to write like this. In case of partnership firm, the capital is more when compared to sole proprietorship, joint into family and cooperative societies. That's how you can make it clear. Next comes better decisions. Better decisions means you can take a better decision when you come to a conclusion after lot of discussion among some number of members. That means a decision will be perfect when it is discussed, when the outcome is the result of discussions of a group rather than the decision taken by single person. Suppose regarding some issue, if I am alone taking a decision, I may not have that enough knowledge required to take a decision. But if I put my views in front of others and everyone express their opinion, and after a lot of discussions, when we come out of the best out of all, then it will become a better decision. In various other forms like sole proprietorship or joint in the family cooperative societies, decision making was not perfect because in sole proprietorship only the owner is one, he has to take the decision. In joint in the family only Karta was taking the decision, co-partners were not allowed to take part in decision making. In cooperative societies, only the chairman and the directors used to take the decision, but we don't know how far they are expert in their field. But in case of partnership firm, there are group of persons. That is the meaning of partnership. When two or more persons come together, so we have got different persons like A, B, C, D, E, F, any number of partners. So these partners sit together, they discuss, they come out of a decision. That is the reason in partnership firm we will have better decisions. Next, benefits of specialization. Benefits of specialization. What do you mean by specialization? Having expert knowledge in a particular field is called as specialization. How do we get that specialization? By having vast experience in a particular field. For example, over the 20 years, I have been teaching commerce. So I can say that I am a specialized lecturer, I am specialized in the field of commerce, I can say. Because I am doing the same job over a large number of years. So I have gained that experience. I know how to teach commerce in an effective manner. What are the various examples should be given to the students. How that subject is to be taught in a simplified manner so that students understand and remember it for a long period of time. So I know all those tips. How did I get that? By virtue of my experience, by virtue of my qualification. Similarly here in partnership firm, specialization means having the expert knowledge in particular field is possible only in case of partnership firm, because there are different members. Say A may be perfect in accounts, B may be perfect in banking, C may be perfect in consumer dealing, okay. A may be perfect in accounts, B may be perfect in banking, C may be perfect in dealing with customers, D may be perfect in drafting, writing the letters, etc., etc. Every individual may have some expert knowledge with respect to their field, which is not possible in other areas. So here, because large number of group of people are coming together, so each partner may be expert in one field. Like in a college or school, you will find different teachers expert in different fields. Okay, one is expert in mathematics, one is expert in social, one is expert in science, one is expert in English. Like that here, partners as they come from different backgrounds, Each partner may be expert in a particular field. So that expertise, that perfect knowledge can be used for maximization of the profits of our firm. Naturally, you see, when you are specialized, what is the advantage of a specialist? You know, a specialist is able to give maximum benefit with minimum resources. That is the point you understand. A specialist has the ability to give maximum production with minimum resources. Matlab, like suppose if I am the expert in a particular subject, in limited number of classes, I can complete the syllabus, and in less number of time, working hours, I can complete the portion, and I see that the student will be perfect. Suppose if the same subject is handed over to an inexpert, rather than taking 1 month, he may take 2 months to complete the syllabus, because he don't know how to teach and what to teach, where the topic is to be started and where it is to be ended. If that lecturer is not having the idea, definitely he will trouble you. Similarly, if you go to any mechanic like car or any electrician or bike mechanic, so if he is an expert, what he will do? With very less expenditure, with limited time, with very less time, he will solve your problem. Unfortunately, if you call a person who is not expert in his field, he will take lot of time and he will waste your resources. That is the advantage. Specialization means having perfect knowledge. Perfect knowledge in a particular field, in a particular area also we can say. Area means a subject like accountancy, banking or financing, etc. Next, flexibility in operations. What do you mean by flexibility in operations? We can change our business activities according to our requirement. This we have discussed while talking about sole proprietorship. You can change your business place from one area to another area. For example, I have established some medical shop in Santosh Nagar area. After few years, I can shift it to some other part of old city, or I can shift it to other part of new city. It is my wish. I can change my business from medical shop to footwear to bakery. Okay, it is our wish and our will. According to our requirement, we can change. That is what called as flexibility in operations. For changing of your business, you need not consult any authorities, you need not approach any government office. So it is your firm and you can take decision only of the opinion of partners. Next, sharing of risk. What do you mean by risk? Risk is the fear of loss or loss. Risk is the fear of loss or loss. Many times I told you that in business, amount is invested expecting the profits in future, but future is uncertain. Future is uncertain. So, whether we may get profits or not, sometimes we may incur losses also. For example, nobody has expected in the beginning of 2019 that this COVID-19 is going to affect drastically the entire world economy. So, they have started so many firms, lot of business organizations were started, but unfortunately by the end of 2019 and the beginning of 2020, it is a drastic collapse, complete damage to all the business sectors. So what happened? We are incurring heavy losses. Did we expect that COVID is going to come in the beginning of 2020? No one expected. So we have invested some crores of rupees, started our business, but unfortunately today no business at all. So incurred heavy losses. So many firms are being closed. This is called as risk. Means when you expect something and it happens something. So always profits are not guaranteed in business. So such type of case in partnership firm, this risk is shared among all the partners. For example, if you incur 1 lakh rupees loss, if there are 4 partners, each partner will get share of only 25,000. But imagine in the event of sole proprietorship, this if 1 lakh rupees loss arises, only one person has to bear. But in this partnership firm, that type of problem is not there. Whatever the loss you are going to face will be distributed among all the partners. So your risk will be very less. Next, keen interest. What do you mean by keen interest? Showing lot of interest to work hard. For example, if we see many students, if they show keen interest, they will be completing the work on time, they will get homework properly, and they will secure very good marks. Some students do not show the interest, so naturally the result will be worst. Similarly here, in case of partnership firm, all partners will show a lot of interest in improving the business. What is to be done further? How to improve our business? Still what is to be done? So like that they think and they complete the business. So they try to work hard and earn more. Next, protection of minority interest. Protection of minority interest means in case of partnership firm, even single person's voice is also recognized. Single person's voice means, say for example, there are A, B, C, D, E, F, 6 partners are there. If any one partner, Mr. F says that I am not interested in doing some activity, then he is respected. They will not say that no, we are 5, we are the larger group, you are single, आपका बात नहीं मानते, ऐसा नहीं रहता. Every individual's word is accepted. That is what called as protection of minority interest. Then comes secrecy, means you need not show your accounts to anyone. Whatever the profits you have got, what are your expenses, you need not show to government. You can keep it as secret. That is possible in partnership. Next, more credit worthiness. Credit worthiness means borrowing capacity. The capacity to borrow more and more loans is called as credit worthiness. So that is more for partnership firm, because there are so many partners, they have got the unlimited liability. Partners can give guarantee of their assets. So they can borrow more money from banks in order to improve the business.